So let's talk a little bit about majors versus careers. You just took a pop quiz. Don't worry, after you watch this video, you can go back, retake it. I want you to get the highest score possible. So I'm going to share my screen. So the first question was, there is a quick and easy method for choosing a major and career. False. I wish there was a magical test that once you took it, it told you exactly what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. There isn't one that exists. Now, we do have different inventories and assessments that will help you do some research about yourself and about your interests and abilities and skills, but it's really your decision, and it's going to take time. Some people know right away, and that's amazing, but for a lot of us, it's going to take time and research and trial and error. So be patient, it will come, but there's no quick and easy method. 2, choosing a major is the same thing as choosing a career. Also false. Just because you are choosing to major in chemistry doesn't mean that you are going to be a chemist. It may be, maybe you want to work in a lab and you want to do pharmaceutical testing, but maybe you just really like chemistry and that's okay. So choosing a major is not the same as choosing a career. Number 3, market demand should determine your major and career choice. False. Now, yes, it is important to think about salary, livable wages, and job outlook and how, if this is a growing type of profession, but it shouldn't be the only factor. You know, a lot of times I talk to students and I ask them, you know, what excites them about being a STEM major, and they said, well, my uncle makes a lot of money, and so that's why I chose to do that. And yeah, I think that it's important to think about the wage and making sure that you can provide for yourself and your family, but I also don't think it's the main reason. You know, I want you to be happy in your career. I want you to be excited about your job and your future passion. Number 4, your first career will be your one and only career. Also false. You are going to have lots of different jobs, lots of different types of jobs, maybe even work for the same company for a long time, but you move throughout jobs within that. And a lot of times you start as an entry-level position right after college, and that's good, right? Because you want to gain that experience, but you're going to continue to grow, and you may decide, hey, this isn't for me. I'm going to go back to school, or I'm going to try a different field that makes me a little bit more happier, that aligns more with my skills and interests. It happens all the time, I promise. Number 5, coursework in your major is the main factor in your career success. This is also false. We're seeing a trend here. Just because you get all A's and you go to UC Berkeley and get all A's there doesn't mean you're going to land the top job. You know, a lot of times recruiters or hiring teams, they want to look at experience. They want to look at internships. They want strong letters of recommendation. They want to make sure that you can work with the team and that you can work individually. So it's really important early on in your academic career to focus on internships, any type of jobs. You know, even an entry-level job at a bookstore shows that time management, it shows that you work with a team, it knows that you're organized. So it's never too early to start working and building your resume for that next step for yourself. Graduate schools require specific undergraduate majors. This is also false. There are certain programs that prefer certain degrees. So often, let's say at Cal Poly, their graduate program in mechanical engineering, they're going to say, you know, they're going to prefer a science degree or a mechanical engineering degree with a list of those prerequisites. And then they'll have options if you have an unrelated degree, the list of prerequisites, but they're also going to have you take some undergrad coursework at like an extension program. So it's not impossible. It's going to take a little bit more time. But there's also instances, for instance, my brother is a mechanical engineer, graduated from Cal Poly, started working in industry, worked for Sony, worked for Abbott, doing more of like biomedical. And he decided he wanted to do a little bit more of the administration stuff. So He went back and got his MBA, so his master's in business administration later on. He did have to take some prerequisites, and yes, you know, the material was different from all the science things that he had learned in his undergraduate degree, but it's definitely doable. Another great example is all the counselors. We all have our master's in counseling, but we all have very vast, different undergraduate degrees. So some of them are in biology, music, psychology, communications, but we all did those same prerequisites to get into that graduate program. So it doesn't always require the same degree. Another great example is to be a doctor. You can major in anything to be a doctor, but you have to meet the same pre-med requirements to sit for the exam. So sometimes students tend to go more towards biology, chemistry, biochemistry, because the calc and the bio and the physics are going to be needed anyways. So they choose that. I have other students that choose to go towards psychology and then do the pre-med requirements alongside. So definitely lots of options. We'll be going over these a little bit more detail as we continue to do our career exploration, but I hope you learned something.